Well, good evening. I pray for some who are getting ready for night. I pray that you have a good sleep, but I did want to leave this word. I was so stunned. Today I was running an errand for my granddaughter who had to urgently get her um, baby's birth certificate. So, because I was in the area, I went on and got it for her. But while I was there, I thought was quite interesting the way this turned out. The first lady that waited on me gave me the birth certificate pretty quickly for one of the kids. So I decided to get both of them while I was there. So I got the new baby's birth certificate and I was waiting on the other one where a different person came out and got the application for the second child that I originally came in there for. I'm going to give you this nightlight word because I pray that tomorrow when you're about your day or when you're dealing with someone, whether it's in your home or your spouse or somebody on your job. I just want you to pay attention to what I am saying. And so as I began to wait on the lady, paid her, and waited for her to bring me the birth certificate, I noticed how quickly the other lady came right on out and gave me the first one. And then when she was taking so long, I was like, wow. And I noticed she was having conversation with some of the other ladies inside the office, and they kept telling her, no, no, no. So she flies out there and slings the paper at me and says, you're not the grandmother. And I said, yes, I'm the granddaughter. I'm the grandmother of the granddaughter who I am getting the birth certificates for. Well, you need to be the mother, not the great grandmother. I said, I'm the great grandmother of the baby, not the granddaughter. And the lady on the other side of the window was screaming at her, saying, it's okay. She can get it. She is the grandmother of the mother of the children. She is a direct family member. She said, no, she needs to be the exact mother. She needs to be the mother of the grandmother, not the great grandmother of the baby. And so the lady said, no, 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 come back inside. So she went back inside and I just watched her. I mean, she was flying off with her mouth and was just trying to make her point that she was right. And so she came back out and she said, look at this paper. You put your name, you put your granddaughter's name here. I said, well, I did that on the first one. Well, you need to put your name, and I don't need your granddaughter's ID. I need yours. I said, well, she asked me for my granddaughter's ID. I'm still being patient, and I'm watching her and praying for her, saying, my God, I mean, what did I do to you? So she takes my ID and she slings back in and gives me a wait a whole nother 15 minutes. Everybody else can come in and gone. I'm still standing there in the line by myself. She comes back out and she says, the reason why it's taking me so long is because I decided to rewrite everything you did on this paper. Now sign right here. And I said, not a problem. And I signed it. And she said, initial right here. So I initialed it. I said, thank you. Yes. And so she goes back in. I'm still watching her and praying, and the people in the room with her going, really, I'm telling you, it's right. She can get it. And I was reading her lips, saying she can't get it. And she was like, whatever. So finally, she soon comes out with the birth certificate. And she said, here you go, and here's your change. And the Holy Spirit told me to ask her, could I whisper in her ear? And this is what he told me to tell her, which I was blown away because I am really, really watching the way we handle people when they're very angry and frustrated. He told me to whisper in her ear first to ask her, can I whisper in her ear? And she said, yes. And so He said, tell her that she needs to be very careful with her CTD. And I'm like, you better speak fast, Daddy. What do you mean by CTD? He said, tell her that she needs to watch her correction tone delivery. And I went, wow, that's exactly right, Daddy, because she was handling me bad. He said, tell her to watch her CTD, her correction tone delivery. And this word I wanted to give to somebody who may be having a problem with their correction tone delivery. The Bible tells us over and over again, if we think about it, let's turn to Proverbs chapter 15. Yeah, verse 1, it says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. And I thought about me being a woman of the Lord, daddy's girl. And I thought about how I could have did what my flesh wanted to do is tell her, girl, you need to watch how you talking to me. You know how we do when we get so frustrated. But I patiently looked at her and I watched her. And the Lord told me she's going great places. He said, be sure and tell her that I see you. So when I told her to watch that, I said, I see you going great places. I see you even owning a business. Do you own a business? She said, no. I said, do you want to own a business? She said, yes. And I said, I see that for you. I see that you will be going great places. And I see that your business is going to be pretty well ran. I said, but you're going to have to watch that CTD because if you don't watch that with your temperament, then it's not going to be good for you. But I said, well, what I do see is that you try to make sure that you deliver excellence. You want to make sure that you do it right. I said, but your delivery, the way you were talking, was not good. I said, you're going to do good, though. You are. Just remember what I told you. She just looked at me. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You have a good day. As I walked away, I said, God, we don't think about our temperament. When we talk about temperament, we're talking about that type of natural way that we respond or we handle situations or our disposition. And then each of us were born with a certain type of temperament. But some of us have moods and can become very moody. And this is what can mess us up. But this is what we all should have. And I thank God that He has blessed me with it. So I'm giving you some wisdom nightlight tonight. If you're dealing with somebody who you really want to read them the right, you really want to go off and make them understand where you're coming from, just think about it. The Bible tells in this chapter as well, that is in this text as well, in Proverbs verse 3, he said, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. And one thing I thought about, and I just blessed him for, and I said, Father, I thank you that you've given me what is called an even tempered character. So, because there have been times in my life before I was saved, I wasn't even tempered. I was very frustrated a lot. And many people today, I believe, are dealing with what is called a tic tac toe time bomb temperament. You can write that down as he gave me that today. He said that we have tic tac toe time bomb temperaments today. That means their attitude and their temperaments are on edge a lot here in this last day. This is why we got so many people that just walking in stores or coming into the churches and just doing whatever. But I want to leave that word with you today for us to be praying for all of us, especially when we are dealing with the public, when we're dealing with people who we know that are very angry. Maybe she was angry at her job. Maybe she was angry at her coworkers. Maybe she's been accused of not doing a good job or making some errors. Maybe somebody's frustrating you on your job, but you need even temperament. You need to pray that my temperament becomes even. And so when your temperament is even, that means you respond more calmly. That means that you're not easily upset. That means you keep this graceful type of composure. And I thank God that He has anointed me with that I have an even temperament. And you do too. All you have to do is ask God to think about the preparations of your heart. Think about what's going on really in your mind before you speak. Many of us, oftentimes, we speak too quick. And that's why God is trying to get us to be calmer and think about what you're getting ready to say. And so I speak that over you tonight. I pray peace over you in every situation that you may be dealing with that's causing you frustration. I speak that over you. And when you're angry, think about you can't give a soft answer. You can't be calm. But I pray that over you now that you have an even temperament. Yes, that you'll be gracefully composed, that you'll be gracefully, dealing with the situation, that you will give that love, that you'll radiate that love, even when you know that it's hard, even when that person, your spouse or a friend or someone who just ticked you off, even somebody may have cut you off. You need to pray for an even temperament and not a tic tac toe time bomb temperament. Yes, because Proverbs 15:1 tells us, and gentle answer. A gentle answer will calm a person's anger, but an unkind answer will cause more anger. I thank God tonight that you're going to sleep with an even temperament, and that anyone that's working on your nerves, even now, that's causing you to be upset or frustrated, I pray even now that you will begin to think about what God is trying to get you to see about yourself, okay? Just think about it. Proverbs 12:16 says, a fool shows his annoyance at once, but a prudent man overlooks an insult. Think about that. Think about that. I pray that you would have an even temperament with every situation that you have to deal with. Remember what I said? The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. I bless God. And guess what I thought about when I left, when I left her and told her that you're going great places and that you're doing a good job. I thought about that was a seed. That was a seed to make sure that she realized that when you work on your temperament, you're going to go great places. And when you think about an even temperament spirit, that means now God is showing us that we can turn away the wrath. Because she could have easily said, I don't know what you're talking about. I need to work on my CTD. She could have easily did that. But the way I delivered it, it was wisdom. We've got to use wisdom to draw the people in the shape and the place that they're in, because people are walking around with tic tac toe time bomb temperaments. Good night. I pray that your day and your tomorrow will be a blessed one, and that you will pray for God to keep you with an even temperament. God bless you.